What's up, guys? This is episode 4 of the All Chat podcast. Today, we're going to talk about just an amalgamation of stuff, games that we're playing, how we feel the industry is. Let's get into it. My name is Brandon. I'm always here. And then I have Jeff, who is also always here.
I am eternal.
Yeah. We have Nixon, who is now our sound guy.
I'm off in the distance.
He is off in the distance. And then
He's fallen down a mine shaft.
Yeah. Then we have a new guy with us. This is Joe.
Just another deviant like the rest.
Yeah, pretty much. So like I said in the intro, there's not really a whole lot. Everybody's still kind of reeling from playing God of War, which is fantastic.
That's so good.
People are still freaking out about building stuff with their cardboard with the Labo, which I've seen some really cool stuff people have made with the Labo lately, which is cool. But other than that, I feel like everybody's kind of waiting for stuff to kick off at E3 or waiting for it to get closer to E3 so that way they can kind of steal the show.
It's the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are, like said earlier, the people that are gonna wait like 2 weeks before it's out that know that are not gonna be at E3, that want to go ahead and get ahead of it, but want to wait a little bit, and then everyone else is just waiting for what they're gonna be talking about at E3, really.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we'll do some more E3 stuff whenever we get closer to E3, but like just a quick one, a quick thing. What are you excited? I mean, like, what do you want them to show at E3? It could be off the wall. It doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to be fucking anything. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it could be something like, I really want Borderlands 3. Signs are pointing towards Borderlands 3. I would love... I mean, the big games for me, they've already kind of said are going to be there, like Cyberpunk 2077, because you guys know I love CD Projekt a lot. So, like, I really want to see more stuff about 2077 and Borderlands. That's all I got.
What I'm really curious about, specifically the 2077, is we know that CD Projekt can do really well with the Witcher franchise. Mm-hmm. I'll be really interested to see what they do with a new IP.
I'm excited about that too. Especially
now that, like, hey, Witcher 3 was absolutely fantastic. Pretty much the entire industry unilaterally agrees. Mm-hmm. How are they going to do with this new thing?
Yeah, because it's, from what I understand, it's a deviation from what they've done with The Witcher 3. It's like I haven't really looked too much up on it because I want to be surprised whenever I see it. Mm-hmm. But from what I think from what I have inferred is that it's going to be a different battle system and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's not going to be the Witcher battle system. So, like, I'm really looking forward to just the story of it. Because that was the best part of The Witcher, in my opinion, was playing through and seeing Geralt change and all this stuff. And granted, it's 3 games, like, over the span of 10 years, you know, but I'm excited to see if they can capture that same kind of essence as far as Cyberpunk is concerned. But I mean, like, Jeff, what are you excited? What would you love to see at E3?
I mean, Crackdown 3. I just like the Crackdown because those were, you know, one of the first games. It came with the bundle for my first 360.
Isn't Crackdown showed to probably be dropping just before E3? I thought sometime in May.
No, I think they said they were showing it off at E3.
Oh, okay.
It's like right at E3 they're going to show it off, and then they're
going to
drop it.
State of Decay comes out in May.
Yeah.
State of Decay. Oh, yeah. Then they're probably going to be, and it's available now.
Yeah.
More than likely.
That'd be cool.
But, you know,
they need to because it's only going to be the third E3 that they've shown it then.
Yeah. Crackdown 3. I mean, it's just going to be a big old sandbox where you blow stuff up.
I never played any of them.
Because, like, when I was a kid, even before the first Crackdown came out, they had like Mercenaries. They had the Incredible Hulk game for the original Xbox.
Yeah,
that game was freaking awesome. So I just like, you know, these big sandbox games to blow stuff up.
Just kind of the freedom to do what you want.
I mean...
Ghost of Tsushima as well. Very excited about that. The trailer they dropped at E3 last year, was it? Or
yeah, it was definitely E3 last year.
Yeah, like, that was cool.
I haven't heard too much about that one.
It looks like it's like a Tenchu kind of Onimusha-esque game.
You just said a bunch of weeb words and I don't know what that means.
It's an open world weeaboo experience made by Sucker Punch, who did the Infamous series. It looks fantastic.
It does.
Oh, the Infamous series.
Yes.
Oh.
It's by the guys who did that, and it looks very like... I'll have to show you the trailer, but like in the trailer has the guy who played Wong from Doctor Strange. I forget his name. I believe it's him. If
okay.
That's extremely racist. But I believe it's him just by his voice because they put his face in the game. But he looks like Genghis Khan basically. He has like a mustache and he looks like a warlord. But like it looks like the cinematic was great.
Yeah. Well, I'll just be interested because Infamous. I mean, it's another game that did
they're so good
critically very well.
Yeah.
I wanted to play Second Son because that came out for the
PS4.
I never got around to it, but like the whole mechanic of you're capable of absorbing other people's powers and using them looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. That one was good. I mean, Joe, what about for you for E3?
Well, Anthem. I want to see more about that.
I fucking really forgot about Anthem.
That's probably my biggest one. I would like to see, hopefully, 343 says some stuff off about Halo 6.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm still a Destiny diehard, so whatever they have to show about their fall expansion, I'm going to be super excited about.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're showing more of Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, God, that name sucks so bad. But I didn't care one whit about it last year when I heard about it because I'm like, oh, animal people.
Yeah.
But then I heard it has XCOM style gameplay, so I'm pretty much not going to be seeing another XCOM for a while. So as soon as I get a good turn-based strategy that's going to do something like that, I'm happy. So.
I'll be interested to see with Anthem because it seems like it's going to be they're taking a lot of pages out of the Destiny multiplayer first-person kind of or over-the-shoulder. Kind of
Well, games. It obviously looks like it's probably going to be a game as a service, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Casey Hudson's already said they're focusing much more on story. You know, obviously people had a lot of problems with that with Andromeda. But dude, it's Bioware story, it's Destiny gameplay, and an Iron Man suit. I mean, you had.
Yeah. What I'm really interested in is
it has everything there to be awesome.
Oh yeah. And it's new IP.
Yeah. What seems like it's also it's not just you're limited to one suit. Mm-hmm. Like you can have a stable of suits.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, this mission sounds like it's going to be kind of stealthy. I'm going to hop into my little stealth guy.
I'm going to hop in my light armor rather than my fucking heavy tank.
I'm going to zip around.
Yeah, it's not like Destiny where it's like, well, I've got to play my Titan, and I've got to level my Titan up, and I've got to play my Hunter, and I've got to level my Hunter up. It's like, I'm a person, and it's like, well, this one I need my Titan-esque armor, but we've already got other people doing that. Well, let me run my Hunter-esque, or whatever the basic is going to be. It looks like you will have...
You can fill a role.
The biggest thing I hope is it's not so much about loot as much as it's about customizing that armor and making it your own, so that my Goliath javelin armor is mine. It's
different from yours.
From everyone else, rather than
To me, what would be super awesome is say you party up with someone, and
you form a Megazord.
You have a super awesome set of armor that's like a heavy tank armor, and your friend's like, man, that looks really cool. If you can let them try it on, and walk around with it, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
I guess kind of like a GTA 5-esque, like if I give you permission, you can drive my car, kind of.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that may break a few systems or something, but I guess I would imagine like if you're running around the free roam, it's like say it's like Destiny where you have like the free roam, but then you go into missions.
Yeah,
they can use it while they're running around a free roam, but they can't bring it into a mission because then that would grossly, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that would be cool too because it would give that player a chance to. Like, say, take World of Warcraft, for instance. You choose a character without playing it, period.
Yeah.
So it's like, say you're like, I want to be a mage.
Yeah.
Like, cool. You start playing a mage, and then you realize that, like, right now I don't like it, but you may love the endgame shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, say that, like, you and me are playing, your endgame, I just bought it. Like, I can hop in your mech, and it's endgame. I can be like, oh... This is what I want to build towards.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, oh no, like, sweet, I just spent, 30 hours building this up. I hate the fucking end game.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that would be really cool.
Well, it'd be really interesting if, while you're in your friend's mech, you can still level up and get like armor components or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's like a built-in way that you can help level up, like power level your friend.
Yeah, I would say to an extent.
To an extent.
Yeah, because like once again, it could break the system, but it's like like say like you get in there, you can get like 2 levels if you're in that set, kind of thing, which is fine. 2 levels, to me seems like nothing,
Yeah.
But it could be cool like that. Say you're having like a particular hard time with something. Your buddy's like, here, look, take my suit for a little bit, Take it for 20 minutes. You can go kill this notorious enemy. Come back, get a new set get a new piece of gear for your armor, and then give me my set back, kind of thing. So that way it's helping that person out.
Yeah.
And I think it makes the community aspect of it better. Like, say we're in a guild together, and I'm getting my ass kicked, and I'm like, hey, Joe, can I borrow your armor for 20 minutes? I want to go fucking kill this thing really quick. I'll, bring it right back. And not even that. It could be like, as soon as, Joe's like, yeah, but he hits the button, be like, I want my suit back. It ejects you out, and the suit just flies up and flies back to him.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to run back to him and drop it off.
I don't
it's like an Iron Man
think
suit.
that, because most of the stuff I've seen, it looks like the stuff you're out is a separate place, and the stuff you're in armor is another.
Yeah, it's like a stable or something.
Yeah.
Though
I kind of get a feeling.
But I think that sounds like a
the-
fantastic idea to me, though. Like, that sounds awesome.
So
the easiest way you do that is there's a training ground or a firing range that you allow to practice. Like World of Warcraft-esque target dummies.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have your area you go to. You can try rotations or weapons or whatever, and it's like your buddy's like, dude, that's really cool. You can allow them to hop in it and try out a configuration or try out a javelin or try out something like that.
Only in the
but
training
it's
area.
in this training area, so it's not going to directly affect gameplay. They're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to power level them, but they still get the experience of tasting that and seeing, hey, I never thought to play like this before. Maybe I could play like this. Maybe this will be more fun. So I think you can do that. You can basically have eat your cake and still have it too in that aspect.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to, which my gut says they're going to have it divided. There'll be a hub where you can walk around without your armor, and then when you actually go out to play and
the
stuff,
tower,
you're going to be in.
The tower, and then the planets.
I have a feeling that's what you're going to see.
Which I have no problem with the way that I really liked the way that Destiny's Outworld worked. Like, I was okay with being like the tower, third person over the shoulder, you run around. It tells you that that's not a no kill area.
Yeah.
But then the minute you go to anywhere else, it's first person. Like, oh no, like now I can fight stuff. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
It felt like it was two distinct areas. One was peaceful, one was not. You didn't have to be careful here, but over here you do.
Well,
it was just a nice contrast.
That's just a tried and true formula. Like the Division does it.
Yeah.
It's
well, I like it too, especially in Destiny, because he's talking about the third person. I'm one of those doofy guys that like, I use armor because I like it the way it looks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't use raid armor because I fucking hate all the raid armor that I've ever seen in Destiny. I've never used it. But it's like, I got a particular armor set, I love it, and I can't look at it when I'm in-game kicking ass, but I can walk around the tower, and it's like, yeah, I really like this.
Or you can dance and do emotes and see yourself.
Yeah.
See, for me, a big thing was always mounts in games. So it's like, in Destiny, they had sparrows and ships that you could get.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want all of them.
Yeah.
In WoW, I have more hours than I care to admit right now on getting mounts for stuff. Like, I love little things like that. So, like, I hope that Anthem, if it is going to be like a living MMO kind of thing, they have stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what the armor sets are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think it would be dope if I could be like if the way my boosters work were different than yours.
Oh yeah,
I love shit like that.
Well, that's the thing is, I really hope that's the thing to me that Destiny. The biggest complaint I have about Destiny is to miss the mark is they're like, become legend. It's like well, the whole point of becoming legend, like so and so's sword is legendary not because it was legendary when it got, he made it legendary, and like I want the customization where it's like, oh, that's Joe's javelin, the one that he beat blah 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 with, and he used the fusion super core rockets. It's like
tied to an actual like event that's like historical.
So allowing the customization to really change stuff and get a look to it and a feel for it and a way it plays. That's what I want. I don't want 50 million guns to drop and have a gun that I can have to chase, but maybe I chase this component that allows me to do things and do this very specific build.
Right.
And it's like, that's Joe's javelin. That he fought at the Battle of Five Armies and defeated, Gorthax or whatever. Like, I want that kind of experience.
Fuck you, Gorthax.
I think that's something that Anthem can do to separate itself from everyone else.
Yeah.
It's like, I know loot shooters are popular and stuff like that, but I think you can take it in a direction to where you give people that feeling, and that's personally what I want to see come out of.
Yeah, but I mean, also it's lofty goal. All the stuff that we talk about is lofty. It's stuff that we as gamers would love to see. It's the Star Citizen thing. I think you can promise stuff all you want and say that this is what it's going to be, but 6 years later, nothing's out.
Well, the thing is, I think the thing that people always forget about Star Citizen is the prime example of why publishers are good.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that want to jump on the bandwagon and say EA's evil, screw Activision. It's like, well, yes. But when you have a publisher that goes, you've got this deadline, you need to have this ready for me by then, or you need to have a really good reason why, and you don't. That forces people to go, okay, we don't have the time and resources to do this. Maybe this is a bad idea. It's like when all you have is the fans giving you money and say, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. You don't have any of that feedback that makes you make the tough decisions. And that, I mean, Star Citizen is a perfect example of that. It's been in production since 2011. Yeah. It had a Kickstarter in 2012. They said it was going to come out 2014. What year is it?
2018, man.
Yeah, because they don't have someone with the cattle prod standing behind them. You just got to get this done, you know. And yes, sometimes that results in stuff. Mass Effect's probably a prime example of they were probably pushed too much. I think there's a whole bunch of things that was Andromeda that we went into. Yeah. But, I mean... Yes, they can be bad, but there's also a good thing that comes from publishing.
Oh, yeah. You know? Oh, absolutely. I mean, limiting your expectations and having deadlines is crucial to any deliverable, any project ever.
Yep.
I mean, just to give you an idea for Star Citizen, it raised more money. Like, it is a game that has raised more money than than all projects in 2017.
Yeah.
Like, so right now...
And that was probably just their money in 2017.
No, I have it over here. So it says it raised $34.91 million. Yeah. $34 million in 2017. And then in 2016, it raised $36 million. And then... So yeah, that's in 2 years. It raised $70 million. And it's still not out. Mm-hmm. That is crazy to me.
Yep.
In 2 years, it raised that much money. What the fuck are they doing to this game? Like, this game better be mind-blowing. Otherwise, there's going to be riots in the streets.
It's basically Star Wars the prequels. It's a guy that is not answerable to anyone, or people are too afraid to tell him stuff, and so he's just kind of going willy-nilly with his stuff, and he's just gone completely off the rails and out of control.
It says they have Squadron 40... Wait. Oh, no, my bad. The company has said that it is incomplete and currently has no release date. Yeah. That's all they've said.
Yeah.
But yet they got people like Gillian Anderson and
Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, and what's the dude? The Sirius Black. Why can't I remember his name?
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Gary Oldman. It has these fucking big name actors in it, and it's still just like, I'm not sure what they're trying to do or who they're trying to be or anything like that.
I just want Star Citizen to just them to start sharing their
be communicative.
Yeah, well, not just like communicating with the rest of the industry, but just like sharing their technological developments.
Yeah,
because they have been coming up with like really cool stuff. Mm-hmm. But, you know, if it's just contained to this one game that hasn't released...
That may never release.
Yeah, it's just like... At the very least, if the game would release, it would allow the developers that are currently working on it to go to other companies and share that knowledge.
Yeah.
This is why I like Elite Dangerous compared to Star Citizen. Because Elite's out. You can buy it. Yeah. And they just do those initial installments. And you basically just service QA.
Yeah.
But, like, it's available to everybody.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no problems with early access and stuff like that in games as a service. As long as they're upfront with what they're going to be showing is there. You know, like, a lot of people say that Sea of Thieves is an alpha. I disagree. They were never misleading about what was in the game. Mm-hmm. They told you up front. Whereas, like, you know, No Man's Sky really did turn out to be his game as service, and they completely sold you a false bag of goods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
they also paid the price for that pretty heavily, though.
As long as you're upfront about it, as long as you're like, this is it, this is just, it's a simple core gameplay loop. If it's popular, there might be more. This is stuff we'd like to do. I'm okay with that. Tell us that, but don't give us the moon and you know, take forever to do it, and then it's not that. Yeah. You know, I think Elite Dangerous did a great job of that. It's like, this is our core thing. This is also what we want to do. We're going to get this out there. This is the game. If it succeeds, we're going to do this. That's cool. I'm 100% okay with stuff like that. I would like to actually be okay with more games doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Just be honest to your consumers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I feel like. Well, I also feel like gamers build these things in their heads about how these games are going to be. Like us right now, we just theory crafted about Anthem, you know. Yeah. But it's that whole thing. It's like, I feel like people theorycraft are like, and then one news outlet, like Kotaku, says anything about it, and everybody takes that as law. Yeah. You know, like this, like Kotaku said that this might be in there. They know something, it's going to be in there, you know? Yeah. But with, like Joe said, No Man's Sky handled that terribly because they had multiple opportunities to come out and be like, oh no, like, this is not what the game is going to be. Like, the game's going to be this. They never did. They had multiple opportunities to, and they paid the price for that, you know, those poor guys. Well, but it's very much, and I think that's a classic thing of an indie team with an idea getting somebody to back them, and then all of a sudden being like, shit. Like,
I think part of it too is that, and this is true not only of the gaming industry, but like movies and stuff, is when you make a trailer or have a press release or what have you, there is going to, and immediately someone's going to start speculating upon your product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a value of keeping things slightly vague. Like, you know, for the most part, I don't remember seeing a whole heck of a lot about God of War before it came out. But now that it is out, and, you know, these developers poured in a ton of time and energy into it, they're obviously getting the positive results of that.
Which fucking hats off to Studio Santa Monica, by the way.
Well, they also, I mean, they didn't, you know, crank this sucker out in 2 years. They spent 5 years on it. They put in the time and effort that was necessary to craft
and as far as I know, too, they canned a previous God of War game to do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were rumors of, I know that Arthur Geese has talked about, where it's like, there was a God of War game supposedly theoretically going to be set in modern times, and like that studio it got canned, and that studio got gutted, from what I know, because that was like back with Rise. Because remember Rise?
Yeah.
Or not? Yeah, not Rise, Son of Rome, like the Xbox one, but there was that indie game that came out in last year or something like that. It was originally going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Then it dropped off the radar, and then it comes back up and says, we're releasing now, we're releasing across everything. That was along a time frame. There were several games of that and the God of War and stuff that were supposedly under Sony Santa Monica, and then there was a bloodletting there where like a lot of people got let go, and apparently a lot of projects got canned. And the rumor was it was a God of War that got canned, and they turned around and they did this one. So they were willing to they were willing to make difficult decisions to get this game, you know.
Well, what I like going off of these, you know, games where they allow the industry to overhype it, or they intentionally put out misleading, intentionally or unintentionally put out misleading trailers or what have you. Like, there is something to be said about kind of leaving a little bit of mystery in what you're putting out.
There is, but there's also there's nothing wrong with saying we couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
I mean, Blizzard's done that. How many Blizzard expansions did they, like, a year or 2 years, this expansion's coming out, and this is going to be in it, and 6 months in, we had to pull that. We couldn't get it to work. It just wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
Right.
It just didn't work.
We made other changes that made this irrelevant. Just come out there and be honest with it, you know? That's the thing that irritates me with Bungie. They'll do stuff, and it's like, as long as, you know, you're going to have a fan base that's going to be mad because for whatever reason, that one aspect was going to be their whole world in the game. You're never going to make those people happy. But as long as you're like, we tried this, we thought it was going to be really cool, and at first it was working out, and then it didn't. It didn't pan out.
Right.
Or we changed something that made it irrelevant. You know, I'm okay with that. Tell me that. But don't wait for me to get to release day and then fire it up and go, oh, this isn't in it. You know?
It would just be great if, like, there was an industry-wide standardization that could happen of, like, before you watch a trailer, it's just everyone puts, like, this is in development, and take everything you're seeing with a grain of salt.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean,
the only thing you see is, what is it? In development footage. That's the only thing you ever see.
Yeah. And, like, if you remember the original God of War, or no, not God of War, Bioshock Infinite trailer, did not look anything like the finalized game.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember, honestly.
Did not look anything like the finalized.
About the whole horse thing in the Star Wars.
Yeah. And, like, there was a scene where there's a bunch of, like, cast iron frying pans or something that formed this big molten ball, and he threw it down an alleyway and killed a bunch of people. That never happened. And you had a somewhat similar ability in the game.
Even before that, Halo 2,
Yeah.
Look at the one that was the vertical build up that they did. And that's fine. I think people are getting better about saying that, but I think to your point though, they do need to say this is an in development build. This is just stuff we're kind of showing you. This is a taste of what we're wanting the game to be.
Well, that's why I really respect developers that when they do release a finalized product, they release it as like, look, this is literally 5 minutes out of the game that we have taken. We felt like it was just a really good and finalized portion of the game. Here you go. This is what we're presenting to you, as opposed to developers that put out a supercut of a bunch of cool scenes in the game, but like the context for each of these scenes doesn't actually line up unless you know the entire story.
Yeah, well, that's like I think the Days Gone has done really, really good these last 2 E3s with the stuff they've shown. It's not too many super
zombie
cuts.
one?
Yeah, it's just straight. Now it looks like that stuff has changed, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's like they've showed 2 huge gameplay sections that it's like this is just an idea. This is kind of what we're going for. This is what we want you to expect.
Yeah. And I mean, kind of if I can take out my grappling hook and throw it to the edge of this hole that we've dug ourselves for. What do we expect from E3?
Yeah.
If to kind of climb back out of that, for E3, I just kind of hope that. I mean, it's kind of every gamer's expectation out of E3 is just what are people gonna like? What's Sony gonna announce? What's Microsoft gonna announce? What is Nintendo gonna announce?
Yeah. Yep. Nintendo's not gonna announce anything.
They're going to show the crap out of Brawl. Or Smash.
There's just Smash Bros. Switch. That's all. There's not like an official name for it yet. No, but I am interested to see I'm more interested, I guess, to see what Sony's going to announce, because Sony kind of really hasn't. Mm-hmm. I mean, like at least for like Xbox, we have like Crackdown and Sea of Thieves and Anthem and Halo and stuff like that. But like.
Well, Anthem's going to be cross-platform.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we don't really know. Like, Sony hasn't really come out and been like. We have exclusives, like Last of Us 2. Maybe they'll show off some more.
Yeah.
Maybe a vertical slice.
Yeah.
Well, Sony's been just doing really good at getting themselves in bed with some of the third parties, too. Because Call of Duty's going to be on their stage. Mm-hmm. Destiny's going to be on their stage. Yeah.
Probably
Assassin's Creed's probably going to... Even if Xbox gets something... Sony's probably going to have the bigger one in addition to Ubisoft stuff. There's just certain games that have become ubiquitous that you can see in Sony.
I know that Nintendo.
Shenmue, maybe.
Oh, fuck, that game's going to be so bad. Nobody cares. Shenmue aged terribly. It wasn't fun whenever the game came out back in the day. Sorry.
Spider-Man. Probably.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah,
because they've been really tooting the horn of Spider-Man.
I forgot about Spider-Man. Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I'm excited to see what Nintendo will, if they will announce anything, because. Since the Switch came out, Nintendo's been really good about getting in bed with...
Also, the thing, too, is next year's 2019. These consoles launched in 2013.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except for Switch.
Pro has been out for 2 years now. There's a good possibility Sony might be announcing a console this year.
I think, if anything, they'll announce, like, the PS4 fucking X.
5 years in, and they've done it, and like I said, I mean...
Well, I mean, with a lot of these consoles, specifically with Xbox and PS4, it just kind of seems like the hardware is starting to plateau.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you really drill down into the hardware, they're fairly comparable.
Yeah. There's not really. There hasn't been any gigantic leaps and strides as far as gaming stuff has gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's the same thing problem that Apple has with Android. Like, if you actually crack open the hardware, it's not like they're incrementally capping each other out. But for the most part, it's just what kind of user experience do you want? How cheap is it?
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in the past, I mean, you got to take that into account. The time frame is, especially with the X being out.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they may do like a better version of the Pro that's not just like 4K upscaling. It's like true 4K.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, that's all you can really do at this point.
I mean,
like, there's nothing really pushes the fucking envelope that way.
You also have to look at market saturation for Sony. is they know like
Oh,
I don't think they're going to prioritize 4K until they know that the gaming market has been saturated with people that have 4K TVs.
But I mean, it's one of those things like what is the next technology then? Like, what is the next thing? Because VR, who gives a fuck about VR? I mean, personally, if you listen and you do, then more power to you. I personally don't. I think it's a gimmick still. It's not a gaming platform just yet.
Yeah.
There's still so many, things that need to be worked out.
Well, I mean, there's just physiological problems with VR. It's, doctors don't recommend using a VR headset for an extended period of time. Yeah,
so it's that whole thing. Like, there's a lot of stuff but like, I don't think there's no like next level that these consoles can go to just yet. I would think the next
some people would argue. I mean, Xbox made a big jump from the One to the X.
Well, yeah, but
processing to just the amount of the fact that everything, the best games out there right now all run on the X.
That right there is the leap.
Yeah,
it's not the gimmick of VR or what have you. It is how small of a chipset can they put in there that has the absolute highest power that they can do.
Yeah,
because
there's just nowhere else to go. Like Pro could probably get a little bit better, but the X is up there. The X can't launch higher than the X at the moment.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think Microsoft is going to announce because that's stupid. That's going to cannibalize they already risked that once when they announced the S and the X at the same time. Like, you can't, as Microsoft announced, one and kill your X, but Sony's in a position where they might try and beat them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, if anything, it's only going to be comparable to the X. At that point, they're going to be equal.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, oh, the PlayStation's better, not Xbox has to be better. It's like, no, like at this point, to Jeff's point, technology has plateaued. Like at this point, I'm going to be like
the hardware has started.
The hardware. I'm sorry.
And I'm not arguing that, but there's just the gaming fan base has proven they love new consoles.
Yeah,
and they love that, and especially when you can say it's one, and it's like, especially with PlayStation being as big, I don't know this. It probably will upset a lot of people. I feel Sony panders to their audience a lot more, which is some of the stuff they do. Mm-hmm. I can see them seeing that as an option, as leaning into it. It's like, hey, we've now got a new console, and
well, it's going to be a lot of it is going to be how much memory they can have on there.
Yep.
How much?
Shader cores.
Yeah. How much processing power can they have? Because that's what people like now. When you're getting newer and newer games, what really raises people's eyebrows is the subtle things that you don't really realize. It's the closer you can get to an actual real looking, like the particle effects, the God rays, load times. Like God of War almost never has a load time.
It doesn't.
Which is
that's one of the things. It only has load times if you die.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Even traveling. I mean, kind of spoiler a little bit.
You travel between realms.
Yeah, even traveling between realms.
On Yggdrasil, the World 3.
Yeah, but they've done such a good job. Oh God, I'm sorry. We're not gonna get into God of War right now. But one thing, the thing that they do like the Resident Evil for PS1, where it's like the load screens are the doors that you're going through, or like Resident Evil Revelations. Because it was like whenever you went through these doors, the door would spin. You'd still be in game, but then like whenever it loaded the next area, they would open and you could go through. That's effectively what God of War does. Like in that, like there's a whole cinematic, not cinematic. There's a whole like thing that happens, but like while it's happening, it's just loading the next part of the game. Yeah. So that way, as soon as you go, the doors open. You're in. You don't have to sit there and be like a fucking 10-minute loading screen because the game is so intense, which is great. But yeah, I mean. I don't know. I'm not sure what else. I mean, I'm all for it. Yeah. Please, game developers, innovate, do crazy shit.
Well,
make me realize there was shit that I need, but I never even knew I needed.
Part of the reason why it's actually almost a good thing to maintain older consoles a little bit longer because it forces the developers to figure out workarounds.
Yeah, no,
I agree. That's the reason why, when you first released the Xbox 360, you had Elder Scrolls Oblivion. At the very end of the 360, It was Skyrim on that.
Yeah.
Just the discrepancy between the two games
It's
visually
ridiculous.
is ridiculous.
Oh my god, yes.
And that's just because the developers were on that console for so long that they started realizing, like, oh, we can cut out things in certain areas, and so it forces them to kind of...
Well, it's like, I forget who said it, but it's like, if you give a lazy man a task, I think it's like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or something like that, but it's like, if you give a lazy man a task, then they'll find an innovative way to do it. They'll find an easier way to do it. Kind of thing. So it's like that whole thing. It's like, you work with something for so long, just like us. Like, we do the same thing.
It's not so much, it's just your constraints. You're constantly running up against the constraints and learning how to work with and around those.
Yeah.
You know, that's beneficial.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's that whole thing. It's these developers working on these things, these veterans doing these things, like finding these innovative ways to change up the game to where it's like people are talking about God of War. One of the things that pulled me into it has no loading screens.
Right.
That's amazing to me. Like, if you see that game visually, you're like, how the fuck is this console doing that? How the fuck is this game doing that? Because other games don't do that.
It's just basic, capitalism and social Darwinism is, if you can figure out a way to do something that no one else has seen before and is interesting, people are going to naturally gravitate towards it.
Agreed.
And, if... I'm not entirely opposed to having the current generation of consoles stay around just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So that way, once we do get a new hardware set, if they're really going to be changing that much, I don't know if they are.
Yeah.
Just, Sony, give us crossplay, you fuckers.
Well, I'm all for iterative consoles. I'm all for that. I think the X is a wonderful idea. As soon as I'm getting out of the financial hole that I'm in, I'm going to get one.
Right.
And I would be okay that through 2.5, 3 years down the line, buying another one, as long as they keep. They need the prices to be more reasonable. The X is too expensive.
How much is it?
It's still, I think it's $399.
I wish
$499.
Yeah, like that.
I think it's $500. I think it needed to be $399 at the minimum.
Well, if the software or the hardware manufacturers can get with the big box stores that they sell through, or even have a online buyback program, that would be, they'd be more willing to, they're going to concede and buy it back for possibly even a higher premium that they could resell it for.
Yeah.
But it's keeping a consumer around. It's encouraging them to, okay, so instead of only paying for half of the console, we pay for 75% of the new one. Yeah. And that'll encourage them to buy the new games that come out for it. It's...
Well, like you and I were talking, it's like, you can have a program. Okay, you're turning in the console. Also, are you an Xbox Live member? Okay, boom, we're going to do another little deduction in your price. Yeah. Do you have Game Pass? Boom, we're going to do another one because we already know you. We have you in our ecosystem. Yeah. We're getting $60 to $80 a year for your Live. We're getting $10 a month, or if you buy the whole year, we already know you're part of that ecosystem. Let's get you this console.
The loyalty rewards, like that's one thing I love about my PC. Is because the fact, like, Dark Souls, it's coming out on PC, the remastered for the Dark Souls. I own Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. I get the new remastered for 50% off just by owning that.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it on my PC now because I'm going to get it for cheaper than I will anywhere else. Just like Joe just said, like, you've been an Xbox Live member for how long?
2007.
Yeah, 11 years at this point, It's that whole thing, like, not to be like that guy or be like, we deserve it. I mean, like, that's worth something in my opinion. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be big. Not 5% off the price of the thing. It's not like you got to knock it to half price.
No.
But, oh wow, I just saved 15% on this console because these 3 things that I'm already doing. Yeah. Because I'm already in your ecosystem. I'm already a fan.
Yeah, it's to keep me going, to keep me coming back kind of thing. Because
it's loyalty rewards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not too much to ask. It's like the thing, like, for this, like, if we do well enough, it's like, I don't really know how you would do that, but like at a point it would be you reward people for listening to you. You thank them for keeping you going. That whole thing. Yeah. That it's just, you've been...
That's why you set up a Patreon, and then you have those lewd pictures that you post on.
I'll show my taint, but it's that whole thing, like, you just... You thank people, like, granted Microsoft is much bigger. There's millions and millions of people to thank.
But it's a repetitive cycle. It's a cycle that feeds on itself too, because it's like you've got these loyalty rewards. Oh, I'm going to buy an Xbox. Well, I might as well sign up for these as well because it's like you're creating a value proposition for your customer.
Right.
Make that a value proposition.
Because if you further ingrain yourself that way, it's more easy to upgrade to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. No, the X is still $499. That's not even a bundle. That's just the base console.
Just the base console.
$499.
Yeah.
Not including like a TV to hook
yeah,
up to.
Yeah, like a 4K TV. Are you kidding me? Like for
Yeah.
$4.99, I can go upgrade my computer, and it could be stronger than the X.
Yeah.
With the way prices are right now.
Well, okay, I guess I have a good video card.
I saw an article today that NVIDIA and ATI has announced that their prices have started to drop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been.
The thing is, even
Bitcoin
last year,
fucking
like I
bubble.
think Digital Foundry did it. They pulled the X apart. You cannot, even last year before the prices went up, you cannot build a PC that does what the X does for the price that it's at. It's not that it's an unreasonable price. It's just $4.99 is a
it's a big hunk of
pill to
change.
swallow.
Yeah.
Whereas at $3.99, I think that's a much better value proposition. I cannot believe that Microsoft is going to eat that much more on it than they are.
Well,
especially every game is internet enabled anyway, so you're probably going to be selling an Xbox Live membership to them anyway. So there's just all this stuff. It's just like it would have been so much more of a palatable pill to swallow at $3.99.
Well, and another thing is I have an S right there, and so it's very much like if you were to drop that price down $100, and GameStop's always like you trade in your console toward the next console, you get an extra $100.
Yeah,
like. That's only $200 I have to pay. I'll gladly go right now and buy it, and that's my thing is like, but like if I go up and like still $300 and it's like fuck that's a PS4 Pro, like not to be that guy, but it's like I'd much rather get a PS4 Pro because it's $100 cheaper, rather than going and spending $500 on a new console. And for me, it's like a big thing for the X is like yes, it does all these great things. I don't know of so many games that push that limit, like.
Well, I mean, you
and
can...
that's across anything right now. I don't know of any games that are like fucking push that limit.
I don't know if it pushes the limit, but they've shown clearly everything looks better on an X.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
everything looks better on an X.
But it's also the fact of the matter, like even whenever 4K first started. As far as PCs were, whenever like Witcher 3 came out, just for instance. Like whenever that came out, it was like it can do 4K, blah 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 blah. But it was like one of the only games that could do that. And at that point, it was like, go out and spend your fucking $7,000 and get all your 4K stuff. And it's like, for one game, bro?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, like everything probably does look better on an X because it's Xbox One X enhanced and they're doing something that I don't understand. On the other hand, I don't have a 4K TV. This TV is like fucking 10 years, more than 10 years old. I don't have a 4K monitor. It's like, I don't care about that. I just want my game to look good. Well, and it's like I can fix my PC right now to where it can make those games look good. It's not going to be 4K quality, but like I don't need 4K quality right now. It's still so expensive for 4K.
Yeah.
I also have a problem with. If you're a listener, you might be screaming at the your audio device right now. There is buyback programs at like Best Buy and GameStop.
Yeah.
But those will drastically drop off, depending on
age of the console.
If there's a scratch on it.
Yep.
And it's also a lot of people will hedge their bets with reselling a lot of their games.
Yeah.
They have along with their console to go towards a 1X. For me specifically, I prefer digital downloads.
Yes, I do too.
Same.
So
just easier. I don't so much easier.
Yeah, it's so much easier, but it's also if I wanted to resell, I'm just reselling the console because I don't really have any games to go along with it. Plus, every gamer knows about GameStop. It's this brand new game that you came out last week. We'll buy it back for $5. What?
Yeah.
And they'll resell it for $40.
Yeah.
So that's obviously an exaggeration, but it's a commonplace thing of resellers will many times not buy it back for very much and resell it for more.
Yep.
So it's like, for the most part, I think it's starting to fall on the hardware manufacturers to start offering these incentive programs that we talked about of like, look, if you can prove to us that you are a diehard member of our communities. You partake in our hardware when we sell it, then sure, if you can prove all these things, you'll get pretty steep discounts to upgrade to the next thing.
Yeah. Incentivize. That's the key in anything. Incentivize. Don't punish. Don't be a mulet. Incentivize people to do stuff, and they will do things.
Yeah.
People prefer the carrot.
Well, I think that's what we expect out of E3.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we kind of got off tangent.
I think we left the rabbit hole about 1,600 miles.
Yeah.
We took a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I mean, like, that's also a good thing, though,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I like having you guys on here, is because we do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would love to see these consoles come out and be more reasonably priced, because just the cost of living is ridiculous. The
rent is too damn high.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many things. Don't get me wrong. It's not just in gaming. It's everything. If the price of everything is going up, the money that we're making is going down. We're not that kind of podcast. But I'm just saying, it's like I would love to see some stuff that's more reasonably priced. Not even games. Games are the perfect price right now. $60, perfect. I think. I could even go $10 more. Yeah. I'd be willing to pay $70 for certain games. But it's that whole thing. Like, if you want that to be like, raise the price of games, lower the price of consoles. $100.
Yeah.
Like we just said, $100 off of the X. I'd buy one today.
Well, see, I'm personally of the subscriber that if they were to actually reduce the cost of games, like, I don't care. Keep the consoles the same price. Mm-hmm. Reduce the cost of games, you're going to get people buying them more.
Yeah. It's got to come one way or the other. You can't raise the price on both.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to come in one way or another.
What drives me absolutely bug nuts insane,
okay,
yeah, is that you have you can get in your car, drive down to Walmart and pick up a $60 game, or you can go on the marketplace for that game and buy it for the exact same price. Mm-hmm. Why?
It's the retail, because
No, I understand that. Like, I understand at Walmart there's a markup for the store having to host the product.
But through their console,
it's not more
distribution.
They a lot of places like GameStop will specifically say if you do a discount, we will not even carry your console or your product at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take a publisher or a developer that has the balls to go, we'll take that risk.
Yeah. Well, see, you have that with Activision and stuff, the big box games. They're still they're shopping around with Walmart and hosting it on the shelves, but that's the reason why you'll also see indie developers that aren't playing that game. They're just doing it on Steam. Yep. They're just doing a digital download, or they'll do it.
And some of those things have paid off.
Oh yeah,
great for them.
Yeah, they've just gone gangbusters.
Yeah, I mean, like, even like Stardew,
just because they can sell it for $20 instead of $60.
Yeah,
and 4 times the number of people that would have bought the game.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at,
I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
If you look at that's the thing about the Switch right now.
Yeah.
The Switch is all about indie games.
Yeah.
All about indie games. So, like, if you look at, like, something like Stardew Valley on PC, it's sold a bunch.
Right.
But, like, even on Switch, it's sold just as much, and then you can only do digital download for it, which is great. Well, but then they also have, like, limited run physical copies, which people love. I love shit like that.
Just imagine, if you will, say you have God of War, right? And I understand that there are people out in the rural outskirts of America and the world at large that don't have access to a good internet connection for digital download. What I am saying is, imagine if you had a highly rated game that instead of $60, it was $55 or $50.
Yeah.
You would see a
or just no tax.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like I keep telling y'all. I want to buy an Xbox One X that has no disc drive in it. It's just a hard drive, because all I play is digital, and knock $50 off or $100 off. Because I'm going to be a digital person from here on out. I just don't buy physical media anymore. I don't want the clutter. I don't want the hassle.
The only way
fact that my library goes with me, as long as someone doesn't drop the EMP, that's going to be mine in perpetuity. The only Amazon's not going anywhere. Microsoft is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, like, people were saying that a while ago, Mass Effect 1 and 2 is still there, and their servers are still up, that if I want to go and download stuff, or if I want to go play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. So it's like, the whole fear that stuff would go away is just not panned out. Really unsuccessful stuff that can't support itself, no. But
it's also with a lot of these, specifically with multiplayer and like digital downloads and stuff, and people being concerned about, is Halo 2 going to still have matchmaking and stuff. a lot of people have started to, or a lot of companies have started to have peer-to-peer. So you don't have to have a server hosted by a company.
Yep.
It's just your machine starts pinging other machines to look for a match, and if you find one, boom, there you go.
Yeah.
So you don't have, like, that's what's great about the, growth of the, digital age and having internet connectivity is that you don't have to have a server hosted, and maybe you'll hook up to the server because your modem is, crying at you. But now it's people, for the most part, in relatively urbanized areas have access to high-speed internet, so they can...
And I'm not saying that the physical needs to go away. I mean, it'll still be there for those people that don't have access to that. But it's like...
It can still be an option.
Yeah, exactly. If I want to do purely electronic and digital stuff, I shouldn't have to be paying the same price when you're getting a physical product. You're getting more for your money than I am. It's just, it's frustrating. Yeah. Not that I want the shit that you're getting for it, but it's just like, I would just like the acknowledgement of, hey, you're not getting this.
Yeah.
You get a lower price.
Yeah.
This is just turned into us bitching about the gaming industry at this point.
That's every time.
I guess that's true.
That's all we do. All the time, forever. Yeah. I'm in a cyclical loop, like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Good. Kind of sound like it because there's a little bit of an echo.
I think I'm a god.
No, but I mean...
Hang on, let me put out my cigarette and my pancake.
Yeah, right. I agree with everything as far as stuff needs... They need to cater more to what their fans want. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, these big companies, they don't really ever need to, because it's like we all agree here, and I'm sure there's a ton of other people that agree with us. But then if you think about the younger people, the
youngins, the millennials.
Yeah, the millennials.
These dang kids that need to get off my lawn.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's like, if you think about all of them and everything, they don't have to worry about stuff like we do at the moment. So like, they can charge $500 and mom and dad will buy it for them. Mm-hmm. We can't do that.
I don't know if that's the case though, because everything is showing.
No.
The average gamer is getting older and older and older.
Because
you say the millennials, I fall into the millennial group. I'm 35 years old.
We're all millennials.
So it's the ones that are coming after us, whatever they're called. That's kind of what you're talking about. But it's like the gaming demographic is aging.
Yeah. Technically, I think the largest demographic is 18 to 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I agree that the average age of a gamer, I think like last time I checked, it was like 27 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm 28. You're 25.
6.
26. You're 26 as well.
25.
25. Yeah. So it's that whole thing. It's like
babies. All y'all are babies.
It's that thing. Like we fall in. We fall around that I
prefer
range.
the term chitlin.
We are that average age, but I don't think that the industry is recognizing that is the average age anymore.
No, okay. Yeah, I can.
I think that's where it is. They think that it's still 18-year-olds slamming Mountain Dew Dorito fingers playing Call of Duty.
I think
they don't think that it's
some of the industry.
I would disagree with that though, with the fact that they're marketing a console as $500.
Yeah,
but I think
marketing it at people that have a disposable.
Mom is not
nowadays.
Shit, can you talk to my mom and get her to buy me?
I know. I'm not talking about our parents. Our parents are a different generation. I'm talking about.
Hey yo, ma. Hey yo, ma, pick me up this $500 console.
Shit, if your mom was doing it, get her to get me one too.
You still got to look at the medium income and stuff like that, and it's like they look at that stuff when they do it. They have analysts and stuff that look at that, and it's like. You don't put a $500 product out there and you're aiming it for the mom and dad to buy for their 18-year-old kid,
Well, it's also, sure, you technically have three different companies of Nintendo, Xbox, or Microsoft, and Sony competing against each other. Technically, there is competition in the industry, but they're each getting so large in their own way that if you're looking at it kind of like historically, it's kind of like monopolies forming in the, turn of the century.
It's no longer entities occupying the same planet. It's planets occupying the same solar system.
Right.
You now have ecosystems within ecosystems at this point. They're getting that.
But that's why you get people, if you look at it at a really reductionist way of thinking, the PC is the superior. The reason for that is because the hardware market hasn't been monopolized by three companies. It's whoever has the best hardware wins.
Yeah.
And when you have it where, sure, it is having an Xbox or having a PS4, it's simplistic. You have this one contained box that has all your stuff in it, and that's where you have all your downloads. That's where you have all your hardware. You don't have to change anything about it. It's convenient, but having a PC, you can change stuff out that you can iteratively upgrade as you go along, replacing things rather than just having to replace the whole thing.
I would say you could kind of say, though, it's almost monopolistic. I mean, who are the graphics card developers at this point?
Right.
NVIDIA and AMD.
Yeah.
And who else?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, RAM and stuff like that, I don't know, because I don't know that much.
Right.
Yeah, RAM spans across all
stuff
sorts.
like that, but the ultimate bottleneck is graphics cards.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate bottleneck, and there's really only two purveyors
Sure.
of graphics cards out there.
Sure.
Yeah, because and like to Jeff's point, like I love my PC strictly because of the fact that I can incrementally update stuff. Like right now, I need a complete overhaul for my machine because it's old as shit, and I've stepped away from it. But it's the fact of the matter, like I can go out and spend $300, get like a new processor, motherboard. Then later on, and then that'll upgrade everything, it'll fix a lot of stuff. Then later on, I can go spend $100, get some I can get 8 more gigs of RAM. Then a little bit later, spend this, and I can do it in steps rather than having to go and be like, fuck, $500 I got to drop right now to get everything. I'm like, I can drop $200 right now, and then next month or 2 months, I can drop another $100, stuff like that incrementally. Like you can do that. It's called layaway or whatever. If you want to buy it through, if you want to buy a console through like a lender store or something like that. But then you end up getting fucked by the interest or anything like that. Yeah. But also, I think people think PCs are very daunting. That it's like, it's a PC, it's going to break. Don't get me wrong, it breaks all the fucking time.
It's not that it breaks, it's hard to optimize a PC.
Yes.
It's easier than ever to build a PC. It's incredibly hard still to optimize. I know people that are gearheads that can't optimize their PC. Yeah. And then in 6 months, someone releases the game that you're really excited about, and that game just doesn't work with yours because of whatever. It's just like, that's why consoles are just always, it's
you know what you're getting.
Forget missile. I buy that. I know that my stuff's going to work with it because Microsoft is going to have the cloud to go, you're not releasing on our platform until it runs and meets these specifications, and that's why the console market is always going to exist. This whole thing of consoles are dying is just...
It's not. They definitely are. No. If anything, consoles are stronger than ever. Yeah. In my opinion, especially with the X and the Pro. Like...
And the Switch.
Yeah. The Switch, no matter what way you look at it, the Switch is in
the best console ever fucking made.
I don't
know. No.
That's a bold statement there, my dude.
Super Nintendo is the best console.
No, the Switch it's changing the way people are looking at stuff, and it's getting people to ask questions.
Yeah.
It's innovative AF.
Just like, who am I? What kind of...
Iwata, I wish you were here.
What is my meaning in existence?
Because the Switch can be the greatest console because those Joy-Cons suck.
You got big gorilla hands. So
I don't have big gorilla hands.
I can't say shit.
That's a horribly designed thing. It's not.
I got them too. I can't really say too much.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
No, I'm the guy that says Nintendo's going to say the same thing over and over again. So I'm a Nintendo hater.
And I'm the guy who loves Nintendo, so I just instantly have to disagree with Joe on everything whenever it comes to Nintendo.
No, but I mean, think about it. So Skyrim was released in 2011, right? Sure, it has released on every toaster across the seaboard.
But now you can buy Skyrim VR for $60.
But imagine you yourself in 2011. Can you possibly postulate having something smaller than an iPad Mini running Skyrim?
No, it's amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I love my Switch. Like, I don't play it nearly as much as I should. Yeah. But just because there hasn't really been anything come out like big that has come out for it. There's a lot of indie games. I play a lot of indie games, but I have a lot of them on my PC. Sure. So I don't rebuy them for that. But I mean, like, whenever Odyssey came out, that's when I bought my Switch. I played nothing but Odyssey for like 2 weeks. I 100% of that game. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yeah. Fucking fantastic. I'm about to go back through and play it again because they just released more DLC for it.
There you go.
Breath of the Wild, but the next big game I think that Nintendo is doing is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and then you got Mario Aces, then you got Octopath Traveler, there's...
Well, see, this
is where I start foaming at the mouth and twitching.
The Nintendo lineup for E3 has been announced, so I'm just going to backflip back to the original question of what I want from E3. That's one of the things, at least, not even necessarily for Nintendo to have a actual release, it's a center stage here's all the stuff we're gonna do, and they have a dorky looking white guy walk up and like, here's what we're gonna do, and then the Japanese developer walks up and he's like, here's the game, yeah. No, I want just Nintendo to have all of their other, their Smash tournament and all that stuff. But on a side, they're also like, yo, we're also like doing a back catalog of a bunch of games.
Yeah, no, like that'd be like I think what everyone universally wants for the Switch is the virtual console.
Yeah.
That is what everyone wants. Everybody wants to be like, are you kidding me? I want to play Wind Waker. I want to play I really want to play Twilight Princess. That's the only thing I want to play right now.
Mm-hmm. But
and Twilight Princess, they redid it for the Wii U, but just fucking bring that shit to the Switch.
The thing is, I think Nintendo might be causing the issue that Microsoft has forced their hand to a degree. Because they're going to release, what Nintendo's going to do? They're going to release that micro console or whatever, virtual console, whatever, and you're going to have to buy it again.
Yeah, they've done that a lot.
Because that's been, but see,
the
Microsoft
NES Classic and
Microsoft has already established as precedent. You own that Xbox One game that's now Xbox One backwards compatible. Pop that baby in the drive today, and you can play it.
To be fair, in Nintendo's defense, but I agree with you, it's bullshit. And because Nintendo has not had a very good job of doing their profiles and stuff like that. Like on my DS, if I get rid of my DS, all that shit I have is gone. Everything is linked. You can only download it once. Not anymore. They changed that. But the thing about they've just only with the Switch have they just started that. So like it is bullshit that games I bought on my Wii U or games that I bought on my Wii or games I bought on my DS, they are 4 different. I have 4 different fucking Nintendo accounts. I have one for my Switch, my Wii U, my Wii, and my DS because you can't transfer stuff in between them. And so it's not like that sucks. I will admit.
But
that.
I mean, Microsoft because 360 games that I own the digital license to. Guess what? And it's Xbox One's backwards compatible. I can download that puppy today and play. Yep. They have forced the conversation on that, and I think Nintendo may be afraid of that. They're trying to maybe figure out what they need to do about it. Do they have enough cachet that they can come out and say, you've got to buy it all again and their fans won't revolt, whereas Xbox made it to the point where it's going to be a little bit more of a sour response than it would have been 2 years ago if they'd done that.
No, because I think that the only games people want are the big name titles. And if you were to come out and be like, listen, like you can play all of these games on your Switch again, like Jeff's even said, like that would cause him to buy it. It would cause him more often to buy a Switch.
Oh yeah.
But I think that if they do that, the way that they will do it, the best way that they can is they treat it just like they do now, like discounted price, $30 for some of these games. I have no problem paying $30 for Twilight Princess or $30 for Wind Waker or $30 for whatever else. But you make it to where now it is linked to your account. Because now I can delete stuff off of my Switch and re-download it whenever I want to, which is great. You couldn't do that before. It's mind-blowing that I can do that now. But that's all you have to do. That you can do that, yes.
I hate to sound like the Nintendo hater, but really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In 2017, when this console released, that was an issue.
No, now, that just recently got fixed, my dude. That was like late 2017 as far as I know. But yeah, but I'm saying...
You're the problem. I
am that. I'm okay with that.
You and your kind are.
I'm okay
with
that.
This guy pre-ordered a game.
I did pre-order a game, and I got burned. But I canceled my pre-order and switched it over.
There's nothing wrong with pre-ordering.
I switched over. I pre-ordered the Duke controller. I'm all about that shit. I can't wait for that. But yeah, no. I think
you're the reason why Nintendo does what it does. It's like
I'm okay with it. I'm alright with it. I'm alright with it. I have zero qualms about it. Come at me, internet. I don't give a shit. I love Nintendo, and I'll love them till the day I die. But I think, I don't
hate Nintendo, but I think Nintendo gets a pass for things other Sony and Microsoft
because they're so cute. You know, they're so awesome. Are you kidding me? You ever seen Yoshi's Woolly World, dog? Shit's adorable as fuck. All right, it's a great game.
I just don't care about Nintendo. That's the thing.
Mom and Dad are so fun.
My last question is, as far as for Smash Brothers, coming out, it's going to be like their main focus of E3, which is smart, I think, because they don't really have it. Everything else they've shown off at like Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. I'm sure they're going to show like Aces and Octopath Traveler and others in Tropical Freeze. But, their big focus, I actually think Tropical Freeze comes out before. Their big focus is going to be...
Metroid?
I would I'd cry.
I mean, that's the big franchise. They've already done a Zelda and a Mario.
Well, they've announced that they're working on one for Switch. They just haven't released anything more. I forgot about that, actually. Thank you. So yeah, Metroid I'd love to see too.
Sure.
But as far as a new character for Smash Bros, anybody that you think realistically, don't fucking sit here and be like, I want fucking, Aaron from Attack on Titan. No. Like somebody like real. Like somebody that you think could legitimately be in the game. I would not be surprised to see some form of Microsoft person. I wouldn't say Master Chief, but I would say somebody like...
That's not going to happen.
But I would say something more prevalent because Nintendo and Microsoft's relationship has solidified a lot lately. It
has strengthened somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, it's strengthened a lot lately. So it's like stuff like that. I would say a prominent mascot from a different franchise will be in there.
Well, like I just don't think that would fit the aesthetic of
Neither did Snake.
Smash. I mean,
it's a big difference when you've got a Japanese character that's hugely popular from a Japanese company that's going to be in another Japanese game. Rather than I just don't see a Microsoft character getting put into Smash. That just
Banjo-Kazooie?
I don't think people care enough about Banjo-Kazooie.
You take that shit back, Joe. I'll fight you right here and now. I love Banjo-Kazooie. Just saying.
You think that character is enough to sell to Nintendo to put in Smash?
No, I think Nintendo would do it just because why the fuck not? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
people are going to buy Smash no matter who's in the game.
That kind of seems like Smash's MO is having a bit more of a cartoony or cutesy or Japanese character.
Yeah.
I want to see the guy that sits on the cloud for Mario Kart.
That'd be cool, actually. Lakitu?
Yeah.
I think is his name, yeah.
I want to see him, throw little tiny squids at people and it
that actually be pretty
inks
cool.
up your screen. And
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
What about you, Nixon? You're part of this conversation at this point.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Oh, you think about it, Joe?
I don't know about Nintendo, so I couldn't tell you a character that's in Smash right now other than the big
I guess
one.
that's true, yeah.
What about like a Breath of the Wild character or something?
Well, I think it would be ridiculous for them not to have the Guardians from Breath of the Wild in there because you already have Breath of the Wild Link. We saw that at the reveal trailer for it. But I mean, yeah, I imagine they would have to be in there, like Rivaldi, Daruk. Not Midna.
The Duva King from Skyrim.
The funny thing is, he actually could be because of the fact that
he's on the Switch. Yeah.
Well, and the fact that the Nintendo and Bethesda have such a strong relationship right now. You kidding me? You got Skyrim, you got Wolfenstein 2, you got Doom. Mm-hmm. You know, like to be fair, it's not the fucking weirdest thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Mr. Cardboard.
Mr. Cardboard.
Dude, Boxy, I'd be okay with that. The Labo, I'd be alright.
What if you had Doom Guy?
You sound like you're having a stroke.
The Doom Guy?
Yeah, just have Doom Guy on there, and he fucking curb stomps Mario, takes Kirby and rips his head open.
I feel like it's a guarantee for a Splatoon character.
Oh yeah, well they show them in the trailer too. That's how they start them.
And then you can see
the shine in her eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the point where Kevin will play the music from the original trailer. Of like, I don't know if you guys ever saw the original Smash Brothers commercial, where it's like all of them skipping through the field together, and they're all wearing the mascot outfits, and it's like, and me and you so happy together, and then Mario kicks Yoshi in the knees, and they start just beating the shit out of each other. It's one of the best commercials ever.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as that goes, I think that's going to be the end of episode 4.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody who listened to episode 3, which was terrible audio quality. Thank you to everybody who keeps listening. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. My name, once again, is Brandon. You guys can follow me on BrandonBomber89 on Twitter. I don't have anything else, but just the Twitter. Nixon is Joseph Ethan.
There's an underscore between.
Joseph _ Ethan on Twitter. Jeff.
GH Kindminded Twitter.
Joe.
I'm at the letter J, Connell, Connel, Cowan, Cowan, but don't expect anything because I post about once a year. Yeah. I follow it for news, but I don't have much to say.
And then we got all chat casts as far as our official Twitter is. Yeah. You guys can email us at allchatpodcast@gmail.com as well if there's anything you want us to talk about.
Send us coupons for Tostino's pizza rolls.
They already sent us pizza last time.
No, those were pizza coupons. These are Tostino's pizza rolls.
We got pizza coupons?
No, Nixon, no. We didn't get anything.
Let's, or, you know what? No, send us shipments of Mountain Dew Code Red.
Oh, okay. I'm down for that. That's a callback. But, all right, well, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you. Happy together.
Something's gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo. Introducing Super Smash Bros., where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest, only on Nintendo 64.
So happy together.